Perhaps the two most mysterious places are the deep sea and deep space. In the past century, humanity has been able to visit both, and yet there are still more questions than there are answers. Today, on Venture Arena, we will fly high and dive deep in order to discover the dangers each of these extremes presents. We begin our journey on the beach. At sea level, the air pressure is 14.7 psi or 101.3 kilopascals, otherwise known as standard atmospheric pressure or 1 atm. The ATM will be our basis for pressure here on out. At this level, there is no danger to human life as there is plenty of oxygen to breathe and there is no bone-crushing pressure to deal with. Our greatest threat here is sea level rise brought on by global warming. In 2100, if we were to come back and stand at sea level today, there would be much less air to go around. It's time to get a little more ambitious on our journey and climb Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth. People who come to Everest usually acclimate to the altitude for 40 days before attempting to summit, but we don't have time for that, so let's skip it. As we reach an altitude of 19,500 feet, we come to the highest sustainably livable altitude for the human body. At 26,000 feet, we enter what is known as the death zone. At this altitude, the oxygen pressure is so low that an extended stay without supplemental oxygen will result in the deterioration of body functions and eventually death. Finally, after climbing to an altitude of 29,000 feet, we have reached the summit of Everest. At this height, the air pressure is about a third of an atmosphere at sea level, but the real issue is the third oxygen pressure. Generally, those who summit Everest don't spend more than an hour there, and neither will we. The only difference is the other climbers head down, whilst we are heading up. Way, way up to the outer atmosphere at the height of the International Space Station. At this height, there is barely any air at all, and without a pressurized suit, all the gases would be expelled from our lungs and we would suffocate in less than a minute. Without the layers of atmosphere to insulate us, we'd also experience temperature swings from 250 degrees in the sun to negative 250 degrees in the shade. The Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field also shield us from the background radiation from outer space. At 250 kilometers above the Earth's surface, we'd experience about 10 times more radiation, but still significantly less than if we were outside of the magnetic field. Back at sea level, it is time to dive in and discover the dangers of the depths. Are you ready, venturists? As we discovered earlier, humans can safely climb to a height of roughly 20,000 feet without too much danger. But diving is a whole other ballgame. Most scuba divers don't dive below 300 feet, while the deepest dive ever was just over 1,000 feet. Now that may sound pretty deep, but keep in mind the deepest area of the ocean is over 36,000 feet. This means that the deepest a human has ever dived is only about 2.7% of the way to the deepest depths.
You can't touch this.
Even at these depths, the diver was experiencing 30 atm, which is 30 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level, and it took 15 hours to return to the surface in order to properly decompress. Sperm whales are known for the deep dives to catch squid, where they reach depths of over 4,000 feet and remain there for over an hour. At this depth, a diver would experience a pressure of 120 atm, which is far more than they could handle. At this depth, we are going to need to subscribe. We're going to need a submersible. Finally, we have reached the end of our journey, the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench. As a quick FYI, the Mariana Trench refers to this entire trench, whereas the Challenger Deep refers to this point on the trench. Anyways, the temperature at this depth is estimated between 34 and 39 degrees, which in and of itself, a human could survive for about an hour. At this depth of over 36,000 feet, however, there is a water pressure of just over 1,100 atm. That's 1,100 times the pressure at sea level, and would instantly squeeze all of the air out of you and crush you. At the edge of space, the lack of pressure, extreme temperatures, and radiation would kill you. At the bottom of the ocean, the pressure and chilling waters would kill you. Turns out the best thing for your survival is to remain on the surface of the earth. Who would have thought? I really hope you enjoyed this episode of Venture Arena. If you want to know more about life at the bottom of the ocean, make sure to leave a comment down below. Other than that, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we will see you in the next Venture Arena.